Is God real? Is that what you're getting at? Like
Is God real?
Christianity.
It's real. It's real in the sense of it has real implications in society.
So you're not a believer.
I'm I'm a believer in the fact that as long as you believe, that has real implications. And if you even if you, it's such a huge kind of like concept that um, even if I say, well, I don't believe in God, that's not gonna save me from
What?
uh, well, now I'm opposing to God, right? Like it's such a
No.
I do believe in certain kind of like idea
It's a
of
beautiful conversation.
yeah.
You know,
I don't
people
think
don't
there.
have this type of conversations
No,
anymore.
no, and
You know,
we
and
can have the,
respectfully, obviously.
yeah.
So it's
I
important.
believe in God in the sense, not in a Christian sense necessarily, or not in the sense of like this guy with the beard up there looking,
Looks like Zeus.
like
Yeah.
let's see who made a
Uh huh.
sin today,
Uh
so
huh.
I can like punish him, right? Like
Hmm.
that sounds like more like a nosy neighbor than a God, but I do feel like there is some kind of like, call it like
Hmm.
spirituality, energy, something that will remain forever,
Exactly.
untouchable.
So, but what happens? What happens if you didn't have that? How would you be?
I don't think there's anybody who doesn't have that. I think we all have. It's just like,
Some a belief.
yeah, even the people who say like, well, I only
Atheists,
believe in,
particularly, they don't
yeah,
have a belief.
they do have.
You think so?
Yeah, they don't want to. Atheists are more believers in God than believers themselves, because
You think so?
like their whole identity is like, well, I don't believe in God. Agnostics. I mean, call it whatever you want. Um, you can reduce a human being to just electrical connections and neural, but whenever you are whenever you are truly talking to a person, whenever you are truly connected with your feelings, whenever you are truly able to a pet, a dog, a baby,
Hmm.
nature, whatever you want, you see that there is something that goes beyond that. If it's real or not, or if there is a scientific explanation or not, doesn't even matter. Like there is something else. And um, I think it's those who are very, very kind of like obsessively in denial of anything spiritual, or those
The
who are,
non-believers.
yeah, it's more than non-believer. It's kind of like I believe in not believing, right? Like it's kind of like fully that's
Hmm.
my identity. I feel like it's more about them appeasing their mind of having questions
Yeah.
that are going to remain unanswered, in the same way that I feel like Christians, and I'm talking about Christians because we are Armenians, are obsessed with the idea of having a God that is going to give me answers for everything, right? Um, Same other religions, but I think that um believing in God should also mean that you believe in that God give you capacity to think, rethink, and question.
That what you just said right there.
Yeah.
God gave you the capacity.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm talking about. It goes back to that same thing that you were saying earlier, that why should we have somebody tell us how to live, how to be? My thing to that is, my argument to what you're saying is that people, I don't care what age you are, when you are born, you're born with a blank script, white piece of paper that has nothing on that. And when you don't have nothing on that paper, how are you going to live in a
Okay.
sense of control? You cannot manage yourself.
Of course, baby psyche hasn't developed
Baby
to.
psyches, but humans
Yeah.
too. So we need a sense of direction. I'm not saying fully control a person to that level of like communism. There's no way there,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
people need that direction.
Yeah.
As you just said beautifully, God gave you a mind. So you already know that there's a hierarchy up there that's giving you a sense of
Well,
direction
I'm
to
saying
be.
if you believe in God, you should also believe that God give you the capacity to question things.
But he's the one who gave you that capacity.
If you believe in Him,
Hmm.
right? If you believe in Him. Now, I don't have answers. I mean, if I had the answers, I would be the most famous person in the world. But I don't have the answers for it. I know that for me, um, I don't, I just don't feel it. Like I can connect to that idea of
Yeah.
God, but I do believe in the idea of like some common energy and in
Yeah.
life, like
Hmm. I
something
do.
beyond material,
I
right?
do.
And the what you were saying, the blank slave. Um, when you were having your baby, right, the first baby, let's say, or the second, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
You chose a name before they got here,
Yes, we
right?
did.
You imagine all these things that this baby is gonna do, the languages that they're gonna speak, how they're gonna treat their brother or their
Of course.
sister. So they are not born into a blank slave. They are born
Into the
into,
sense of direction already.
yes. Without that, it will be, I don't know what would happen, right? But we are all born into the symbolic, the language, the other, as Lacan would say, right?
Hmm.
We are born into that.
We were born into what was already given to us.
Now, with that, we can do and undo certain things, but the reality is that there are like kind of like two extremes here, which I feel like that's why I'm so grateful about psychoanalysis.